this is strange. I'm doing a review. I've done loads of reviews in the past for Sound on Sound magazine, but I don't think I've done any for YouTube. Maybe I'll do some more. I'm just looking at my notes up there, so if I look away from the camera, that's what I'm looking at. So it's a bit strange what I'm reviewing. I'm reviewing the OpenRock Pro Air Conduction Sport Earbuds by One Audio. That's Oneodio, and I have it just here. Or I have them just here. So it's not professional audio, it's not hi-fi, it's sports. Okay, I don't mind watching a bit of sport on the TV, but I'd run a mile rather than take part myself. Did you get that? Did you get that? Okay, so the reason, why am I reviewing these earbuds? And the reason is kind of like, why not? There's that noise again. The reason is kind of like, why not? I'm a why not kind of guy, so if there's an opportunity comes up, I'll probably take it. Unless it's parachute jumping or swimming with sharks, well, that's just no straight away. But reviewing a pair of earbuds, why not? Another reason is the company contacted me and they asked if I'd want to do it. And so they sent me these earbuds, and I have to say that they sent me them, but there is no payment or sponsorship involved. So this is all. So if I don't like them, I think they're I'll tell you. No, they're quite good. I do like them. And they cost 120 Great British pounds in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So I'll bet they're cheaper in the USA. Sorry, I keep looking at the screen over here. I know it's funny, but I can't stop looking at myself. Horrible sight. The other reason, which is more serious, is that these kinds of things, people do listen on these devices. And with my professional interest in audio, I need to have an idea of what it is that people are actually hearing. So it's not just audiophiles with their wonderful, expensive hi-fi systems. It's people with their phones, people with their laptops, people with their iPads, that kind of thing. And it's people with their earbuds. So this is a kind of different sort of thing to what I'm normally used to. Okay, where's the unboxing? There's no unboxing. It's just crass. Let's just get straight into it. So here we are. Let's have a look inside. So if this goes out of focus, I'll probably do it some different way. But you can see what it is from there. This is the charging case, by the way. It's got a USB-C connector just down there. So if I take that out like that, that is one earbud. And that is another earbud. I think probably what I should do is... I'm looking at the screen again. Okay, stop it. Look at the camera. I think what I should do is I should put them on. So I'm going to have to take off my extra strong reading glasses. That's just a joke, actually. I don't use my extra strong reading glasses for this. I just use my normal reading glasses. And I've made a mistake in picking up the ones that are a little bit stronger. And they've got that sticker on the lens. And people have been really complaining about that. So why don't you take that sticker off? So you can see that these are really quite easy to put on. And I should just explain that this bit is bendy, so you can adjust it to a certain extent. So that is not a problem. And it took me almost no time at all to get the hang of putting it on. And you can see where it's sitting on my ear, just like that. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute or two. And I put my glasses back on. I found it's just easier to put the earbuds in and then put my glasses on. But normally, if I was using them... There's the frog in my throat again. If I was using them, I'd be outside, out and about, and I wouldn't need my glasses, so that wouldn't be a problem. It's not a problem. The glasses is not a problem. It's just earbuds first, glasses next. Okay, so where are we? So we've got Bluetooth, and they connect to your phone through the magic of wireless transmission. And the controls, we don't need to go through that. They're just the sort of things that you would expect on a Bluetooth headset. You will need to know the battery life, and I can only give you this from the manual because I haven't tested this to destruction. It's a bit confusing because it says in the manual 19 hours headset only, 46 hours with charging case. Well, you can't use them with the charging case because they're inside the charging case. So I can't make sense of that, but perhaps it's just me not understanding it. And apparently they'll take a full charge in 90 minutes. And I think I'm just doing this from memory. I didn't put it in my notes. But I think it said for a 1 hour playing time, it takes 5 minutes of charge. I don't think that's bad, because I would definitely do that. I would forget to charge them and then I want to go out and use them. So I can wait 5 minutes. Okay, what do you need to know? What do you need to know now? I've missed a bit out. I need to make better notes. Okay, I was going back to what people listen on. So people listen on all kinds of systems, but on the portable systems, then you could be wearing headphones. So I've got a great big pair of headphones, which gives me really good sound quality. And that would be my preference for portable listening. I've also got a pair of in-ear monitors that I use for a purpose that I'm not going to reveal just at the moment, but in-ear monitors. And if I'm on the Oxford Tube coach to London, for instance, I could take my headphones, but people look at me in a strange way. They really are big headphones. Not that I mind that. It used to be a thing that when I first started doing this, people really did look as though I was some sort of weird person. But then it became kind of a fashion for people to have reasonably big headphones, and it's not so bad as it used to be. If it's winter and I'm wearing my woolly hat over the top of my headphones, then it does look strange. But if I'm going to London, then they're a bit bulky to put in my bag sometimes, depending on what else I've got with me. So sometimes I'll just take my in-ear monitors. And the sound quality I get from those, they're MANCAVE, by the way. I might do a review of those, which I did buy those. The sound quality is not bad, but they are a little bit uncomfortable. And if I need to take one out to speak to somebody, then it's fiddly to get it back in again. So they're not ideal. And my other option would be to use, I've got a pair of Sennheiser earbuds of the type that do go into the ear. But quite frankly, I find them uncomfortable. And I don't think it's Sennheiser's fault. I just think it's my fault. And if I bought a pair of Apple AirPods, what AirPods Pro are they called now? Which I think are around about £250, I might be finding that they're uncomfortable as well. So I'm going to say that's a me problem, not an equipment problem. So anyway, what's different about these, I've forgotten where it was for the moment, is if you just look at it like that, this is where the sound comes out, just this bit, and it's not going into my ear. So I just have to look at the screen while I'm adjusting it. This is because they are, there we go, he's a bit better looking than me, isn't he? Maybe I should just keep it like this for the rest of the video. These are supposedly air conduction earbuds. Now, air conduction is some fancy new method that's just been invented, and there's something wonderful about it. It's just normal. When you listen to the loudspeakers, sound is conducted through the air. That's all it is, air conduction. I think what it means is, I think you have to take the whole thing. It says open ear air conduction. I think you have to take that phrase as a whole. So it's not going into your ear, it's over your ear, and in that sense, it's open. So this resolves the problem of things sticking into my ear, which I personally don't like. And the comfort of these is good. So there's nothing in my ear canal, and that is just just a wonderful feeling. Just looking at my notes again. But there should be a but there. What I would expect is if it's not going into my ear, I would expect a problem with the bass response, because I certainly do get that with either my sticky in earbuds or my in-ear monitors. If they're not in all the way, the bass is just flying away into space and I'm not getting to hear any of it hardly. So that would be a concern of mine. If I was just looking at this in a catalogue or on the web or whatever, or on Amazon, which is more likely, I'd be looking at those and saying, surely they can't work. Well, actually, they do work surprisingly well. So I was really surprised by this, how well they do work. And I'm not going to say, looking at my notes, it's for bass freaks. So if bass is your thing, I don't think these are going to be for you. But for just normal people, the frequency response is remarkably flat, down to a remarkably low frequency. So I wasn't over concerned by that. I think that in terms of what you pay, what you get, the comfort, the convenience, I think it's a reasonable trade-off. As long as you realise you're not going to get that really, really full bass, you are going to get more bass than you expect. So that's the bass. What about the loudness? This could be a thing. I don't think it's anything to do with the design as such, but I'm going to have to say they could be louder. So this could be my hearing. As you can see, I've developed quite a bit of age over the years, and it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that my hearing might have deteriorated somewhat. So I'm going to say the loudness is adequate, and that's where I would place it. So I'm on my iPhone, I'm listening to Spotify, and the loudness is adequate. But if I go into my settings where it says volume normalization and I put it on loud, then the loudness, I would say, is good enough for most purposes. And it's really only background noise that spoils anything. So looking at my notes again, I tested this out. I took a walk along the A40, which is quite a major road in the UK. And sometimes we have it seems like a vintage motorcycle festival going up and down. And the loudness really wasn't enough to fight against the traffic noise. And the traffic isn't consistent, but it's like zoom, zoom, like that. So every few seconds, there's a problem. But if I was walking in the woods, like I often do, that wouldn't be a problem at all, and the volume, I think, would be adequate. And I did test it with Metallica's Death Magnetic, which apparently is the loudest, or one of the loudest albums ever made. And it was quite pleasant. I found it quite pleasant to listen to. One of the things I get, and I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't quite common, is that my ears, I don't know whether you can see it, but my ears are slightly asymmetrical or asymmetrical. I don't know which the preference is. So there's a slight imbalance in the loudness between my ears. But fortunately, the iPhone has got a correction facility for that. It's a bit fiddly to use. It's very, very sensitive, and it's just tricky to get the right position. But that fixed it completely, so that wasn't an issue. Just checking that I'm covering everything. What you would worry about with any kind of earbuds, and particularly like this, will they fall off? You just paid £120 for them, so falling off is not what you want them to do. So will they fall off? I've got a headache now. They haven't fallen off for me, put it that way. So these are for sport. Yes, I'm just looking at the box again. It says specifically for sport. Well, the most sport I do is a brisk walk, so they're not going to fall off like that. But I thought they possibly could fall off, but they haven't fallen off yet. And as I just demonstrated, they're really surprisingly firm. But I would worry that if I'm going for a walk and one does fall off, I'll just pick it up and put it back on again. What if I'm going cycling, because I do cycle? If one falls off when I'm cycling, then the car behind's going to run over it, and suddenly I've only got one earbud left. And I doubt if they sell them in singles, so it's going to cost me £120 for another pair. At least I'd have one spare, but then I might damage the same one again. Oh, well, this is something that you can consider. I'm going to butt in on myself here. Most of my cycling is off-road, and I do like listening mostly to radio on the BBC's streaming service. People do use headphones and earbuds on the road, but really, I can't advise it. Do it at your own risk of death. They didn't fall off for me, and I didn't feel that I was at risk. Okay, where are we on the notes? I can scroll it a bit. So I've mentioned comfort, but here's a little illustration for you. So I went for my brisk walk, and when I say brisk, I mean I'm walking as fast as I can. So I know that race walkers can go faster, a lot faster, but I'm going as fast as I can. So when I come back, I'm pretty much sweated out. Sorry to leave that image in your mind, but that's the way things are, which is the way you should be if you're going for a brisk walk. You should feel the effects of it. And what I find is that I need to just rest for a while when I come back, because I'm still sweating before I go in the shower. So half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. And then I go in the shower. So this is what I did. I went for my brisk walk. I came back. I'm sweated out. I wait for half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I go into the shower, take my T-shirt off, and something falls onto the floor. Then something else falls onto the floor. And I'm thinking, what's that? It was the earbuds. I'd forgotten completely that I was wearing them. So if that tells you something about the comfort, then that should be useful. The comfort is good. Now, I'm going to have to say one thing about this air conduction thing, is that there's bound to be some leakage. So that because they're not plugging in all the way, then there's going to be a little bit of leakage. So This depends on how you feel about it. Do you mind other people hearing what you're listening to? Do you worry about it annoying other people? I think it would be fairly minimal. Certainly just out and about, then no problem whatsoever. Going in a shop, no problem whatsoever. I do think, though, if I was going to be on the Oxford Tube coach to London, I wouldn't want to be listening to Derek and Clive live. No, that's a no. That's a definite no. So I think I'm just at the end of my notes and I can come to a conclusion. So what you want to know, let me just get them out and you can have a look again. How close can I go before they go out of focus? It's about there, I think. What you want to know is, should you buy them? So, you see, I have to take my glasses off to put them on. No, that's a problem. You see, they're going quite quickly. That noise again. Should you buy them? Well, for comfort, yes, I'd say yes. Security, I'd say yes. They don't fall off easily at all. Loudness, not for loudness freaks, but it's okay. Bass, not for bass freaks, but surprisingly good. So, 120 Great British Pounds in Great Britain, probably less in the United States, different prices somewhere else. That is my review. What I'd like to know from you in the comments is I'd like to have your comments on the quality of my review. If there's something else I could have added about these earbuds, and it's a significant thing, I might add another video and cover that. If you'd like me to do reviews in a different way, more formally perhaps, then let me know. If this style of review is fine, then let me know, because your comments will really help me make better videos. That's it for today. See you soon.